Hi, this is Kimi Verma, your friend for success. So I want to talk about that you should be changing according to the times. You should be evolving almost all the time because around you, everything changes. Look at the time that there was no social media, there was no Facebook, no nothing, and look at what happened now. It's all gone haywire, everything has changed. And imagine earlier times, I remember at least a decade ago or more than a decade ago, when doing a conference call or a video conference call was a huge deal. So we had clients in Australia, so we had to talk to them, and there used to be expensive video conferencing companies which would enable you and that company in Australia to talk while looking at each other. It was video conferencing. It used to be so expensive. I remember there was a time the company I worked with had spent $55,000 to get video conferencing facilities in their office in Australia, US, and they had another office in Germany. So just to deal with all that, it was really expensive. It was not easy. And look at how times have changed. Less than 10 years ago, that was the situation, and look at today. It's free. You just pick up your iPhone or any phone and you hit FaceTime or WhatsApp, you hit FaceTime call. You can do video conferencing with anybody in the world for free. There's no charge, nothing has been added, it's all going on the internet, it's all for free. But now imagine that video conferencing companies, they had to evolve with time. So if you are that customer who's not evolving and just sticking to the way they're used to doing things, yes, you are doing great things. You could be the best in business, but things around you change constantly. Market changes constantly. Customers change constantly. And maybe the technology, of course, it changes every day. It really baffles me to think. I remember I was a child in India, so we had this futuristic show. This is maybe just 20 years ago, 25 years ago. So it was a futuristic show in which they used to show that the friends are talking to each other long distance and they can see each other's face like a video conferencing, like a FaceTime call today. And we used to be all in awe watching because it was somebody's imagination. It was the imagination of the writer who wrote that. It was a show on TV, and that's what it was. It was oh my God, how is it possible? How can they do that? And again, same thing. Of course, everybody's doing it. Even a kid, my 3-year-old daughter, she does it. She could hit on it, and she knows how to do everything. Just think of the things you're dealing with around you. They are changing at high speed. Technology is taking over. It's going at zillion miles an hour. It's going that fast. So it's very important that we change with time. We cannot stop things from changing. We cannot stop the market from changing. We cannot we have no control on these things. So the only thing we have control on is we changing with the market, we going with the market. And we were joking about sitting in somebody's car, sitting in some stranger's car that you don't know, of course is a stranger, and I would never do that. 6 years ago, 5 years ago, impossible. Why would you sit in somebody's car? And look at Uber. You're sitting in other people's cars all the time, happily. It's all changed. And even Airbnb. You would not imagine staying in somebody's house on your vacation. How does anybody do that? We all stay only in hotels. Only in hotels. We all used to stay only in hotels. But the whole thing has changed. Now we go in a stranger's car, we sit inside the car comfortably, we go to somebody's house who we don't know, only digitally we know the person, we don't even know the person, we just know we paid our credit card. So we go and stay in that person's house happily without seeing his face, without knowing who those people are, but we're comfortable. It's look at how things change. Technology changes everything. So the only way we can be happy and we can be always be successful is if we change ourselves with the times. And this is really important. I think of like earlier days, it used to be a big deal going and getting photographs clicked at a studio. It was huge. Like, it used to happen only on somebody's birthdays. You would go on somebody's birthday to a photo studio, get the pictures clicked, and then those pictures used to be like, it was only like a negative, and they would like make a portrait and give it to you. You put it in a frame. It was a huge deal. Like, nobody would go to a studio unless it was a big occasion. Think about it, like how many pictures do you have of your parents? It's only either on birthdays or on vacations, and that's about it. And today, every day, I think we all click at least a zillion pictures. How many pictures do you have of yourself as a child? Maybe 19, 20, 22? I don't know, maybe I have just maybe 30 plus, that's it. And look at my daughter, she has hundreds of pictures. Like almost every day there's a picture being clicked. So technology, everything has changed. So what are you supposed to do? Just change with the time. Figure out the ways to do business, figure out the ways to carry yourself, figure out the way to move forward. Times will change. Market will change. That's normal. So you need to deal with it. Anyhow, we'll talk more. I keep coming up with whatever I learn here from outside, I love to share with you. I'll keep sharing. Subscribe to my channel and we'll talk more. Any questions, anything you want to share, tell me, and I would love to talk about it. I would love to say, I heard it from you and I want to tell it to the world. Okay, subscribe. We'll talk more. Bye.